Going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it's from Asmus Collectible, the Gandalf the Grey from The Hobbit. But I wouldn't really say it's The Hobbit, it's just the Lord of the Rings for all together. And I want to thank Asmus Collectibles for sending me this figure to review. Really appreciate it, guys, and thank you for giving me the chance and the opportunity to review this awesome product. You can see here the packaging. It's just superb. It's a big box because it comes with a lot of accessories. It's a nice quality box. The artwork is amazing. It's the actual image of Gandalf, but it's pretty nice. You know, like the packaging, and also the Hobbit right there. It's embossed. Battle of Five Armies Gandalf 1/6 collectible action figure, and in the back, as you can see there, that's the battle in I forgot that place, but I know that's a Balrog, and you know, when he cut off the bridge. So it's not exclusive from the Hobbit. The fact that you get this base from the Fellowship of the Ring. So we don't want to label this as the version, the Hobbit version. You know, I read that on their Facebook page because I'm a big fan of Asmus Collectibles and also Lord of the Rings, and I was anticipating this release. You know, and they're walking the collectors throughout this process. They're saying that, hey, you know, they remade the hat, they made it fabric, and I love that when it comes to manufacturers, because they are listening to the voice of the fans. They're not just you know, releasing figures just for the sake of making money, but you can see their passion in improving this figure. I mean, this guy is retailing for $199. If you think about it, if you stop and think about it, I'm gonna open this up, and this is a big box too, and you can see the amount of accessory that it comes with. But $199, if you put it in perspective, Quicksilver is more expensive than this guy, and Quicksilver comes with like what, 3 pairs of hands. I just want you to think about it. There you go, Gandalf, and their collectibles are really limited. As you can see there from the bottom right hand side, it says 569 of 1500. So that makes you special owning one of their products, because you know at some point they're gonna sell out, and now it gives you that collectability. You know, either you get it now or you have to pay the price later in the aftermarket, in eBay on or you know, third party. Judging from the looks of this release, you know, it's one of those figures who's gonna shoot up in value, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. I mean, you can't get any better than this one. You know, I just couldn't see any way. You know, there's sometimes you've seen some releases where you would say, you know, I wish they would have included this. I wish they would have included that. On this release, I don't know. I don't know what else they could have included that would make this better. You know, some of the things they did, I wasn't even expecting, like the base, like this awesome base. You know, I wouldn't even try, if I was, you know, a manufacturer, even try putting that in, because there's so many things that could go wrong, and the cost of producing them. But Asmus doesn't care. You know, they just want to create quality products, and you know, it shows from even from the release of Saruman. That caught my eye right there, and I told myself, you know, I gotta get this. And as far as hands, as you can see here, this is not generic hands right here. This looks like you know, like this is not the same hands as they use for Saruman. So they're not reusing their items here. They are manufacturing new ones. You can see the veins are green. So you know, everything is up to perfection as far as they are concerned. And you know, he comes with a pipe that he smokes with. See, they even included this. They didn't have to, you know. I mean, I think that somebody's gonna buy the figure for, you know, just how it is, without the base, without this pipe. I mean, just the figure, the look of the figure itself would sell itself now for 200, but the pipe is nice quality. As you can see, the paint apps, the sword, my goodness, it's die cast, you know. Nice die cast sword. As you can see, the nice quality as well. Nice, the little details are there. Even the sheath. They even included some weathering on the sheath. As you can see here, it's blue with some nice weathering right there. I mean, they just keep on getting better. The releases that they are putting out there, you know, they've come a long way from their first Gandalf, and that is a nice quality for a company that they are listening to the fans. Even the quality of their hat. I mean, they could have made this plastic, but they they want to be consistent with the outfit, so they made it, as a fabric hat that could stay up and hold its own. That's amazing. The fabric that they used, even in the scarf that you just saw, it's high quality. The stitching is amazing. The type of fabric that they used, and he comes with 3 staffs. This is the staff from Balrog from Fellowship of the Ring. This is the one that he used in The Hobbit. So like I said, this version, they're not gonna milk you guys, and this is the one that he used in the Fellowship of the Ring as well, the first one. Asmus is not gonna milk you. They're not gonna keep on. If they do release another version, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, better. But they're not gonna be like, this is Gandalf from this or that. They gave you an option. If they release that, at least on this version itself that I'm reviewing right now, I mean, this could cover all of the movies. I mean, you don't have to have separate Gandalf for separate movies. And you can see here the stitching, the weathering, the paint application of this poncho that he does have. Nice draping too, even with the fabric being thicker than I thought it would be, which is a nice thing. Half of the things that I didn't expect them to have the same quality as the other collectibles that I have, because of the price point. It's $199 and you get all this stuff. So I was like, maybe they're gonna cut corners in here, but they didn't. It's amazing. And he comes with a regular base, the Lord of the Rings. I know you've seen this before if you bought one of their products. And once again, this is one thing that I do love. They got the regular base, and you got the diorama base. Some companies should take note on this. Maybe we don't like all your maybe we do like your dynamics bases, but also we like the standard base, just to mix things up. Sometimes they don't fit. Sometimes we don't have the space. So Asmus gave us an option. Hey, if you have the space, go ahead and use this. Or use this if you're just taking pictures. Because our diorama base is awesome. As you see there, you're just going to screw it there. They could have easily just made this stone version right here. Put a crotch grabber in there, call it the day. But no, they got to include that wooden base so it would look nice and clean into your shelf. I love everything that they did in this figure. There you go. That's the slot, and you're just kind of gonna screw it right here, or the other way around. It's up to you. Just make sure you don't put it, like too tightly. Otherwise, I think you would scratch off the wooden part. But yep, there you go. Pretty nice. I mean, it really does look a deluxe version, even though they didn't say that's an EX version or deluxe version or whatever the case may be. But they gave you the sense of this is a high quality figure that you just won't get at retail stores. Here you go. And as far as the figure itself, I mean, look at all these details. Look at those pattern on his pants, and look at the boots. They could have easily made a plastic boots, but no. Look at that. Laces are real. It looks like one of those UGG boots. I don't know what kind of fabric is that, or the material that they use, but they're terrific. I like it. They're pretty consistent with their entire figure. As much as possible, they didn't do anything sculpted. Only the beard, but hey, I don't want to root that beard either. There you go. That serves as a purpose as a holder for his sword. So you can see the beard, and the rooted hair. I kind of have some reservations for the rooted hair, but it works perfectly. On the side, the fabric that they use for his outfit is terrific as well. It's thick, but it drapes nicely. It has some weathering, and it's just plain awesome. And as far as his hand, look at that. There's no joints because of the way how it's set up, but don't get scared, because you can still remove the hands and interchange it. You just kind of take the thumb out and kind of loop it out, and that works perfectly as well. I don't know, I can't say enough good things about this figure. Maybe I'm a bit biased because it's a Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but even as a collector, I have not seen in a while, at least, maybe since DX11, that I unboxed the figure and I was like, wow, this comes with a lot. This looks like a quality figure, makes you give that feeling where you got your money's worth. I've reviewed hundreds of 1/6 scale now. Some of them I haven't even put up yet, but this is one of a kind. Yeah, like I said, I've seen them all. I've pretty much seen every Hot Toys out there. Maybe not reviewed all of them, but I've seen them all. And Asmus Collectibles really stepped up on this one. Seen different companies, but none of them, at least for the price point. I mean, this is 2016, $199. I mean, can't go wrong with that. That's why I'm kind of excited to get their Aragorn as well. And I know there's some issues with the head sculpt and all that stuff, especially the screaming one. But I mean, the amount of accessories you're getting as well. But speaking of head sculpt, when I first saw the prototype of this guy, I was like, my goodness, that is quality right there, and in hand. And there's no enhancement on my videos. It is what it is, what you're seeing. Maybe I put an auto color or something like that, but it's not like Photoshop where I can retouch the clarity and all that stuff. Imagine if I could, or if I did, which I would do in some of the pictures that you would see. I mean, he looks amazing. He looks very lifelike with all the wrinkles and nose. Look at that. As you can see, the hair, or rooted hair, it just works perfectly. And they said they found out a way, and I don't know how they did it, but it works great, that it doesn't get messy. You saw a strand there, about which I'm gonna fix later on, but the hair doesn't get messy. They're kind of greasy, but it doesn't stick to your hand. Just showing you like different lighting options here. You can see, it's just awesome. The hairline, I'm saying, you just gotta work with it. It works perfectly. I'm glad that they didn't have a rooted beard, because I think that would be just awful. But the hair works great. It's rooted hair, and it's not for everyone. It's a hit or miss. But when it works, it's beautiful, and I'm happy with how it turned out. And also, once you put the hat on, then you got a totally different look. You can get like, you can do so many things about Gandalf. That's the beauty of the character. But as good as the character is, the figure itself, made this pop out. I've seen some 1/6 Gandalf, and by far, by a large margin, this is the best. And I'm not talking about just 1/6 Lord of the Rings or just 1/6 Gandalf. I can compare this with the best 1/6 scale figures that I've seen. And there you go. So I'm gonna throw in 3 poses and call it a day. Normal fighting stance right there. As you can see on the back of his hair. I mean, Saruman has some thin hair. His is thicker, and plus how the hair works, it's kind of like tangled together. It's kind of greasy. Sometimes you'll see the back of his head. It's just for you to position it however you want to, and you could cover up pretty much everything if you wanted to. It's just that I'm trying to get this review out quickly, so. Plus, I'm not really the best when it comes to futzing around with hairs like this. I've had a few figures who has rooted hairs, and normally I just leave them how it is because it's such a pain, fixing them up. But this guy, you can actually move it around even if you don't have the patience. It's because it's different. You don't have to comb it like a Barbie doll. It's like having dreadlocks. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's like having dreadlocks. You can move them around without worrying too much. And I'm just gonna make a use of the base. Obviously, you can see it's a lot taller, but I'm using the Action TT rotating base as well, so keep that in mind. This is kind of like him holding the sword, full battle mode in Fellowship of the Ring, holding the staff. I'm gonna spin him around, and look at that. That's just a thing of beauty right there. On the back, even the back of the stone says Gandalf, and nice, sticker, or and you can hide obviously it right there. His stand, which didn't do a good job. As you can see there, his sword, his sheath is nicely tucked in there. everything works with this figure, and everything is consistent. You know, that's the good thing about it. From the hat to his boots, they didn't really use much plastic outside of the hand. You know, you were used to seeing, you know, the hat is plastic, kind of like the Rose Hill Stark is plastic. His boots, this guy is consistent, you know, with the fabric that they used, the color that they used. And some of the guys are asking if the hat is darker. No, it's not. It's pretty consistent with his outfit. So I'm just putting it out there. Obviously, you can do a better job on futzing his outfit, and especially when you put the poncho in, which you're gonna see on the next video, on the next cut, because it's a bit bulky. But you know, you've seen the pictures. You can work around with it. You know, I mean, all it takes is nice futzing, and that's it. And you can have your ultimate Gandalf right here. I have a mission now, which is to complete the Lord of the Rings. So, you know, this is not the last Asmus collectibles that you're gonna see. I can guarantee you that. Here you go. I kind of throw in everything that I could throw in there. And like I said, obviously, there's so many treatments that you can do. The water treatment, if you wanted to, it's not a must. You don't have to. All you gotta do is, you know, fix it however you want to, because once you put in the poncho, it's, you know, it's a bit baggy, but that's how he looks like, you know. And the hood, obviously, you can fix it a lot better than I did here. Maybe put something heavy so it would have a nice, you know, like draping. Also, you can fold out some of the pleats on the poncho. So it's Gandalf. You can have him in a full battle mode, or you can have them as the wizard mode in this case, where if you have Pippin, or, you know, like those hobbits, you know, it's a nice compliment. And I can't wait for them to finish their line. I'm a big fan of them now. Big fan of Lord of the Rings, but as a company, like I said, Asmus, and they made this contest recently about like a photo contest for Saruman, and they're giving away prizes. I mean, who does that? You know, awesome. I hope they do the same thing with Gandalf, because I would definitely join the contest. I did on Saruman. I didn't win though, but that's okay. You know, but you know, and they listen to the feedback. When somebody mentioned, you can go to the forums, Sideshow Freaks. You can see them talking about the figure and what changes they're gonna make, the concerns, and they actually act upon it. That's why I would say that's why their figures looks how they are now. You know, look at these two guys right here. I'm just putting it out there for size comparison. They just look nice together. Oh my goodness, that is awesome, pure awesomeness right there. And any Lord of the Rings fan, look at that, Gandalf and Saruman, and that's without any base or any of their accessories, and they look pretty epic. Oh my god. Yep, pretty nice size. Looks nice to me. And also for those who are asking, is he gonna fit the Detolf with the base? Yes, he will. But you're gonna have to make some adjustment. Like on this one, he can't be standing straight up. On the poster that I have right here, he looks like he's running away, which you could. And my Detolf shells are not modified, as you can see. You know, I didn't race it. So I mean, if you'd want to, you can't even put his staff up, obviously, because of the height restrictions. But you could. You definitely could. Yeah, so display options, either that, you raise it up, or you put them somewhere else, you know. And this is it. Normally this is the part where I'm gonna close it out, lay out all the accessories, but you see, it's everything's in him. You can see him holding the pipe, the bag is in there, poncho, the hat, his awesome base, and the bag are included. So you're really gonna get your money's worth. I mean, for $199. I mean, you get all that stuff. I don't know what you're gonna ask for. And you know, I mean, if you want to purchase the figure, I'm gonna put the links down below for Asmus Facebook page, because if you have any questions, they respond pretty quickly. If something goes wrong with your product, you know, they act upon it really quickly. Terrific company and terrific people to deal with. I'm also gonna put their website, so if you want to pre-order this, I know it's gonna release soon. So all the informations are gonna be in the description box. So just check it out. And yeah, if you are a big fan, or even just a 1/6 collector, you're not even a big Lord of the Rings fan, but it's a must-have. It really is. I mean, he is a pop culture icon. And the amount of stuffs and the quality that you're getting, the head sculpt, no question about it. Everyone should own this figure, and there's only 1,500 of them. So if I were you, I would get one right now, because this would shoot up in price down the line. I can pretty much guarantee that. So thank you for watching, guys, and until the next review.